There are articles that I see all the time that, I'm just not going to do videos on at that moment because I need a little bit more meat on the bones. But with what's taken place and a lot of the unrest that has manifested itself, in particular, I'm looking at a couple of videos that I did where I'm tying together how and why the situations going on throughout the United States, particularly through the eyes of the internet, have really made things seem a lot worse than they actually are. All right, and you got the likes of Tim Pool screaming about how, yeah, man, we're like the T-Mobile thing was a cyber attack, and we're going to be at war with China. I mean, they got almost a billion more people than us, so it's gonna okay. Hey, damn it, Tim, take it easy, man. Take it easy. Once again, we have an intelligence apparatus here in the United States that I do have a bit of faith in. And this was written back in February, and it's coming to us from Fox News. Pompeo warns governors of Chinese infiltration into the US. It's happening in your state. This is written by Nick Jeeves. And with that particular video that I did based around the store owner that I know, it's just a lot of abilities to plant cells, right? Like, cause the more I look back on the channel, even I did the video when it came to Chinese restaurants and how many of them won't be coming back after the CV thing. And so it's like, huh, if there's a war that's going to take place, I can't help but feel like we're already in the middle of it, right? It's a nuanced war that ultimately, at the end of the day, I don't believe involves having, communist or Chinese tankers and helicopters just dropping in soldiers in the middle of Virginia and going to town. I believe it's far more nuanced, far more economic, and something that can be dealt with through diplomacy and negotiations. But, that's why I don't have, millions upon millions of subs, is because I'm not going to sit here and sensationalize anything. So let's get into this article. China's Communist Party has infiltrated various levels of America's infrastructure and is working to destroy the values of the United States, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said during a speech Saturday, while also warning state governors to be wary of China's infiltration. Wary? Some of them are, okay? A lot of these elected officials, and that's the thing, this assault, particularly on the American political system, isn't just coming from China. It comes from within via the Clinton Foundation and the network of Haitian elected officials that they've, basically been able to Manchurian candidate into the political process. So, this isn't it's coming at us from so many different sides that I believe it is one of those things that, it can seem like we're about to break apart. It can really look like that from the outside, looking in. But end of the day, this country is old and it has quite a few people who actually believe in the values that we espouse. Like Superman used to say, hey, truth, justice, and the American way. That is what we are supposed to stand for. And at the end of the day, if we can get back to that, I believe that the nation will be stronger, can come back through this stronger than ever. Primarily because I can't personally foresee a troops on the ground in the middle of America type assault. You get what I'm saying? We can't organize China's actions and strategic intentions, he said while addressing the National Governors Association winter meeting. The Chinese government has been methodical in the way it's analyzed our system. It's assessed our vulnerabilities, and it's decided to exploit our freedoms to gain an advantage over us at the federal level, the state level, and at the local level. Competition with China is happening. It's happening in your state, Pompeo added. In fact, I'd be surprised if most of you in the audience had not been lobbied by the Chinese Communist Party directly. And it's not just and that's the thing. When it comes to our entertainment, right? When you got the bread, you can basically dictate and do whatever. I think that's a gigantic reason why the WNBA and AAU ball and sports that's the sports apparatus. That's why I think that, they are very beholden to China. It really feels like without a question. He said the groups loyal to Communist China are operating out in the open in Virginia, Minnesota, Florida, and dozens of other states all around the country. Other Chinese groups, however, practice their nefarious actions in the shadow in an attempt to exercise influence over U.S. citizens and lawmakers. And that's the thing, where you see that intersectionality, that doctrine of intersectionality really having everybody go, oh yeah, well, because of U.S. history, we can sit here and destroy our neighbor's thing and white people be bad. And it's like, take it easy there, champ. Pompeo cited a letter from a diplomat at the Chinese Council in New York to the Speaker of an unnamed state legislature, advising that U.S. officials refrain from independent interaction with Taiwan. You add a diplomat from China assigned here to the United States, a representative of the Chinese Communist Party in New York City sending a letter urging that an American elected official shouldn't exercise his right to freedom of speech, he explained. The secretary said this isn't an uncommon event, that the Chinese officials based in the U.S. are actively seeking to sow seeds of chaos at the state and local level, specifically in the realm of education on college campuses and K through 12 classrooms, which is another reason, like the charter school, like when you sit there and say, oh, well, the state money can go to charter schools, that money gets real muddy itself. That money gets real dirty itself. Maybe some of you have heard about the time when the Chinese consulate paid the UC San Diego students to protest the Dalai Lama, he continued. It shows depth. It shows systemization. It shows intent. He added Chinese Communist Party officials, too, are cultivating relationships with county school boards and local politicians, often through what are known as sister city programs. This competition is well underway. Pompeo also spoke about China's campaign to recruit U.S. scientists and academics to share vital secrets in exchange for monetary gain through their Thousand Talents plan, a campaign that has already targeted scientists and professors on campuses such as Virginia Tech and Harvard and triggered investigations by the Department of Justice. He also explained how Beijing pressures Chinese students in the U.S. to keep an eye on their fellow countrymen and report back to the government about their activities. China's propaganda starts even earlier than college. China has targeted K-12 schools around the world, he said. Do you know that we have no ability to establish similar programs in China? We should have reciprocity in all things. Today, they have free reign in our system, and we're completely shut out from theirs. Beijing knows that today's kids are tomorrow's leaders. Pompeo then warned state governors about doing business with China and said it is common to indirectly finance communism without realizing it. He then extended the hand of the federal government and said the Trump administration is standing by, ready to help states with this growing problem. I want to urge vigilance on the local level too, he said. It's worth trusting but verifying. There are federal officials prepared to help you work your way through these challenges when they arise. Don't make separate individual deals that undermine our national policy. I know none of you would do so intentionally. Let me help you. I hope you will all take on board what I've said today, Pompeo said. Don't lose sight of the competition from China that's already present in your state. Let's all rise to the occasion and protect our security, our economy, indeed, all we hold dear. So, yeah, this is it's very easy to see leadership coming to the money, right? I mean, all of them, every single congressman. Like, aren't they all millionaires? I don't think there's not a single one that isn't a millionaire in one way, shape, or another. And let's be real, when it comes to the taxes, people can play around however they so desire with them, because hey, if you don't draw suspicion, the feds ain't gonna come sniffing. The IRS ain't really gonna come sniffing. Can you dig it? So we do live in interesting times. And when it comes to a lot of the BLM and oh my goodness, we want to be outraged over people who, really, really, particularly the latest one in Atlanta, which is so funny because the black guy owned the Wendy's and the white girl burnt it down. Jesus Christ. Like, yo, it's just like, I'm gonna let y'all wild. I'm gonna let y'all do y'all, have fun, But don't say that you were never told that maybe you should slow down and think about these things before you go decide to wow out and put yourself in jeopardy, right? That's just for my fellow descendants. Everybody else, I mean, do as you please. That black flag is trash, man. Like the black flag has been run into the ground, and they're using it now to sit here and be like, oh my goodness, oh, 400 years ago. Like, bro, fall back. White people bad. Like, yo, real talk, everybody bad. Everybody sucks. Congratulations. I hate all of you equal. Not you. I mean, you're listening to my channel, but just, trust me, I do not need the color of your skin to dislike you as a human being. I promise you. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Once again, I saw this come up, particularly with Tim Pool as he did his sensationalization thing. Oh my goodness! Oh, they got 1 billion more people than we do. So it's, dude, the nuance to all of this is far too delicate to just be on the, yeah, they're gonna start just dropping in paratroopers tomorrow. All right, take it easy, bro. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comments. All the internet stuff. If you like this, also like this, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice. See one give videos like this every single day. Share it because sharing is caring. And YouTube and Bitchute and like are the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications and speak. Let me know what do you guys think in the comments. Guys, I understand that this is months old, but it's important to kind of go back every once in a while and say, hey, yeah, that thing that, a lot of people to this very moment are using as a springboard for civil unrest and to proclaim their victimhood and all their tears and all their crying is kind of just a big exploitation. An exploitation of the kindness and the goodness of the American people. Because at the end of the day, American people are great people. Yeah, we're fantastic people, man. I gotta tell you, as somebody who's been across this country, lived all from Jersey to California, in various places in between, I promise you, there's good people in this country. This is a kind-hearted country. But my concern, my issue is the resentment that's being built and the kickback to that resentment. Because, like that young lady said in a video that I did earlier, well, if everybody's saying that I'm a hoe, I might as well go and be a hoe, right? So if you're white and you're like, everybody's saying I'm racist, I might as well be a racist. Well, that's not good. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, okay? And until the next one.